and welcome back to the most amazing channel on the internet. I'm your host Rebecca Felgate, and today we are back with the cults. You guys seem to love a bit of cult chat. You loved part 1 of the scariest cults you never want to meet. You received it very well, so I am hitting you with a part 2. Culty. But if you guys want to join the cult of most amazing, then please do subscribe now. Disclaimer, that was a super poor taste joke. We are not and never will be affiliated with a cult. Please do leave a thumbs up on this video and share it with a friend, and also do let me know which cult on this list you think is the scariest. Stick around to the end of the video where I'm going to be reading some answers from part 1. Also do check out the links to our social media in the description box. Alright, first up we have the cult behind the 2014 Chinese McDonald's murders. Coming in at number 10 we have Eastern Lightning. In May 2014, members of Eastern Lightning, a cult found across China, killed a woman in a McDonald's restaurant in the Shandong province of China. It seems that 6 cult members infiltrated the chain and went around diners asking for their cell phone numbers. Perhaps they were searching for new recruits. One woman refused, and she was then set upon by cult members Zhang Lidong, who claimed that she was an evil demon. He then grabbed a steel mop and beat the woman, a 37-year-old mother, with it and stamped on her head for a full 3 minutes until she died. The other cult members stopped the public from intervening, although many were too scared to move. The police arrived and Lidong was arrested and sentenced to death, but he still maintains that the woman was evil. Another cult member stabbed an elderly woman and 23 students at a school in the Henan province. Eastern Lightning believes that Christ has been reincarnated as a woman from central China and wants to fight the so-called Red Dragon of communism. The cult has long been associated with blackmailing and oppression at best, and kidnap and murder at worst. Not feeling great about cults, and it's only number 10. Coming in at number 9 we have Raelism. One click on the Raelism website will tell you that the group believes that life on Earth was created by extraterrestrials who were mistaken for gods by our primitive ancestors. Sure. Cult founder Claude Verihon has changed his name to Rael. He claims that he had a vision of an alien spacecraft descending over southern France. In his vision, he lived among the aliens for 6 days and was told that Jesus was an alien and that humans were the only hope for the future of the universe. Their judgment day will be given by an alien called Elohim. They believe in topless rights for women, which, you know, I'm pretty pro freeing the nip. But what makes Raelists a bit worrying is that they believe that they are way more intelligent than other people, and they're very pro-human cloning. Now I am pro-science, but their methods do seem a bit dubious. They claim that they cloned a baby and they named her Eve. They're also keen to implant memories and personalities from one person into a clone. It's kind of like the premise of Get Out, which was a very worrying movie indeed. Now the Vatican have specifically spoken out against this cult, and they really don't like their ideas for cloning practices. Coming into number 8 we have the Congregation for the Light. This cult has something with owls going on, which, I mean, we can all appreciate a good owl, but I do draw the line at a cult owl. No cult owls here. The Congregation for the Light is a so-called cult ruled by the formidable Tom Bayer. They are headquartered in Manhattan and believe humanity comes from an Aryan race in the lost city of Atlantis. From former members and those who have had dalliances with the light, it seems that the group has a very oppressive grip over relationships and loved ones of members. Cult members are trained with M14 automatic rifles in preparation for the end of the world. Good, more crazy people with guns. They also want to erase homosexuality, and according to the testament of a former member, they act like robots and beat people into subservience. Great. Coming in at number 7 we have Fiat Lux. Fiat Lux translates to let there be light. It's always about light with cults, isn't it? Just like, switch them off. The so-called religious sect live in a private part of Germany's Black Forest, and it seems that they believe the apocalypse is coming and the alien ships are coming to rescue us to take us to a new planet called Amora. The cult leader, Aurelia, believed that the apocalypse was going to come in 1998, but when it didn't come, she said it was due to the immense praying and energies of the faithful. Convenient. It seems that Aurelia convinced members to give her money to survive the apocalypse, but some are mad because it never came and she owes them cash. The woman also famously lobbied for prosecuted paedophile Beat Meyer to be released. The cult has been accused of facilitating abuse in the form of throwing parties that allow paedophiles access to young children. Now it seems that the ostentatious leader Aurelia died this year in February 2019, leaving the status of the cult unknown. Coming into number 6 we have the Brethren. The Brethren are sometimes termed the cult of garbage eaters as they live as vagrants, believing the end is nigh. The Christian group was developed by the late Jim Roberts, but he died in 2015. Interestingly, a former cult member conducted a Reddit AMA, which was super informative. It seems that members are forced to live homeless lives, and they're deeply pressured into turning away from their friends and family. They're encouraged not to pay for things, so they end up eating food from bins. Members have to be obedient to people who have joined the cult before them, including children born into the cult. Women, never good for women in a cult, they are forced to be obedient to all men. It seems that the Brethren regularly take acid too. Now generally most reports say that the abuse inside the Brethren is emotional and mental, but some have accused the tribe of physical abuse too. Coming into number 5, we have the Apostles of Infinite Love. I feel like that really is false advertising. This group is an ultra right-wing conservative group founded in Quebec by Jean-Gaston Tremblay, who likes to be known as Father John. Also founding was a man who called himself Pope Clement XV, which I think means the 15th. He is a former clergyman excommunicated by the Vatican for his extremism. It seems in their heyday of the 1970s the group were linked to kidnapping, confinement, and both sexual and physical abuse of children. In 1999, police raided the monastery that they live in, and child protection authorities removed 20 children. They issued arrest warrants for the leaders and 3 other disciples, but lo and behold, later the evidence was lost and they were released from jail. The group are headquartered in Quebec, but they also have outposts in France and Guadeloupe. Both leaders are now dead, and it is unclear who's in charge, but the cult does still exist. Coming into number 4, we have the Family. This cult is not thought to still be in existence, or we hope not anyway, but there certainly are plenty of underground white supremacist groups out there. The Family was an Australian cult fronted by yoga teacher Anne Hamilton Bine, who claimed that she was a reincarnation of Jesus. The cult opened a psychiatric hospital and doped people with LSD. They then recruited them to join the sect. Now Anne Bine abducted children and gave them fake birth certificates. She dyed their hair blonde and secluded them from the outside world. The children were also doped with LSD as well. Now eventually the police did raid the cult in 1987, arresting Bine and her husband. Coming into number 3, we have Mithraism. Mithraism is an ancient cult, but there are still offshoots today, notably in London, where the cult began in Roman times. Mithraism believed that it wasn't Christ who founded Christianity, but St. Paul. The group met in secret and were obsessed with a legendary bull slaying. Now it seems that they did and still do ritually reenact the slaying with live animals, after which it's rumoured that they drink its blood and consume its raw flesh. It seems the ancient Mithraeans were associated with cannibalism, which makes me worry about the existing arm of the notoriously secretive cult. An absolute classic at number 2. Is it confirmed? It's the Illuminati. It's the age-old question, isn't it? Is the Illuminati real? Well, honestly, probably. The name is applied to a lot of secretive groups, but it actually was a secret society in the 1700s. The group was thought to have 2,500 members at its peak and was filled with societal climbers who wanted to place Illuminati members in positions of power. A lot of people think that the secret society still exists today, and they claim that celebrities like Beyonce and Justin Bieber are members. Others say that the cryptic pyramid on the United States dollar is a reference to Illuminati members infiltrating the federal bank. People say that there is a new world order, and if you know anything about it, you already know too much. Finally, coming into number 1, I have absolutely no time for them, we have ISIS. You don't want to meet a member of ISIS, it kind of goes without saying, but the sad fact is that some of us may have already done so without knowing, and that's pretty bone-chilling. A lot of cults come from perverted religious roots, and ISIS are no more Muslim than the Ku Klux Klan are Christian. They're extremists who use religion as a method to strengthen their cult and its hold on their members, as well as legitimize what they're doing. ISIS was founded in 1999 and it is currently run by Abu Bakr. The group is a jihadi terror cell who have conducted many attacks over the years, including the 2015 Tunisia and Paris attacks, the 2017 Manchester Arena bombing, and the 2018 Pakistani bombings and more. It seems that 72 mass graves have been discovered in areas that have been liberated from ISIS control. In total, these mass graves contain the bodies of approximately 15,000 people killed by the cult. ISIS recruits by grooming children and teenagers and eventually encouraging them to flee their home countries and join ISIS in Syria. They then don't allow them to contact their family and are made to fight. If a person tries to flee ISIS, they will likely end up in one of those mass graves. ISIS is one of the biggest cult problems of our decade, and they will kill. So, ISIS, a bit of a video buzzkill, isn't it? There we go. Boo. That was the top 10 scariest cults that you don't want to meet part 2, and what did you think? Which cult scares you the most? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Before I go, I'm gonna read some comments from part 1. You guys had a lot of interesting things to say. Veserovanian said Scientology is a cult no matter what anybody says. Yeah, I don't know, but I like Elizabeth Moss, I'm so confused. P Phoenix said, my mother was a part of a cult once. It was called Avon, but my father referred to it as Crapvon. He sounds super supportive of your mum's side hustle. A strange but pretty great comment from Laura Kuhn. She said, a friend of mine founded the Church of Fondue for school, so literally a cheese cult. A cheese slicer was used as a ritual knife. A blessing was in the name of cheddar, the Swiss, and the holy crockpot dig. I don't know what that means. Pizza was considered the perfect food, being circular and consisting of the major food groups, namely grains for the crust, fruit for the tomato sauce, vegetables for the vegetable, and of course proliferation of cheese upon it. Yogurt was considered to be the anti-cheese and therefore was an anathema. I believe he got an A for this particular project. Oh, and for penance you had to stand in a circle of your peers and confess your sins and get pelted by cheese puffs. Honestly, I can think of worse things. Actually, honestly, I don't know whether this is acceptable to say, but I'm a little bit here for this cult. Cheese cult. Yum. Okay guys, I think it's got way too culty out here. We just need to go and enjoy our freedom and our liberties. But before you do that, please do leave a thumbs up on this video and share it with a friend. And why not suggest a video for me to make in the future? I'm your host Rebecca Felgate, and I will catch you next time. Bye!